I say, not run. Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
Amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation.
With an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Alexander Usyk is just a great in the last 10, 15 years. No. Alexander Usyk is a great.
In response to Floyd Mayweather's recent claim, Alexander Usyk made his stance clear. Boxing is a sport for gentlemen, not a street fight. With those words, Usyk drew a sharp line between himself and the showboating culture often seen in the sport. He emphasized that true fighters don't rely on trash talk or theatrics. They prove their worth inside the ring.
Hey, listen, boxing, it's sport and the gentleman. It's not a street fight. It's a boxing. Listen, boxing. It's a boxing. Say it again.
Do you think he was being dirty during the whole fight?
I don't have idea. I have no idea.
No.
Maybe.
This sentiment highlights a key contrast between Usyk and Mayweather. While Mayweather remains outspoken about being the best, often putting himself above the sport, Usyk lets his actions speak. Analysts have pointed out the stark difference between the two, noting that Usyk carries himself with humility and respect. Despite his achievements, there's no arrogance in his demeanor. His calm, ego-free presence only enhances the admiration he receives, proving that greatness doesn't need to be loud or self-glorified.
One of the best of all time. I know a lot of people are kind of probably going to hear me say that and say, you're going too far, you this, that. Because I've seen that straight away. As soon as Usyk did that, he's 2-time undisputed heavyweight, 1-time cruiserweight, 3-time undisputed. His resume, yes, look, at heavyweight, it's a lot of rematches, but it's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's not just, okay, he could have 10 world... Deontay Wilder has 10 world title defenses.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury are the only ones you really have any kind of weight to them. Usyk is taking on the perceived either number 1 or number 2 in these defenses.
Yeah.
Fury perceived number 1. AJ at the time 1. Dubois number 2. He's taking like, all right, who's the next in line? All right, I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
That's the way he's doing it.
And he's doing it in a way in which is so beautiful to watch.
Derek Chisora, who once shared the ring with Usyk, has been vocal in his praise. He lauds Usyk's elite mindset and unmatched discipline, calling him one of the most mentally strong fighters he's ever faced. Chisora even joked that it takes someone sick to beat Usyk, a nod to how frustrating and difficult it is to fight someone so tactically superior. He highlighted Usyk's fluid movement, ring intelligence, and unshakable composure, calling him a true master of the craft.
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, imagine you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah,
isn't he?
exactly.
He's
So,
cut from
and
very
then
different
remember,
stuff.
so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side because he's looking to go to the other side. Mate, can you do us a favor? Can you stop beating us up? No.
Chisora went further, comparing Usyk to none other than Muhammad Ali. He called Usyk the Ali of this generation, praising his footwork, timing, and incredible fight IQ. For a heavyweight, Usyk moves with a lightness that defies his size, relying on precision and strategy over brute force. According to Chisora, Usyk's quiet confidence and graceful style are reminiscent of Ali's blend of charisma and craft. Watching Usyk, he says, is like witnessing poetry in motion, an elegant fusion of flair and intelligence that has brought a refreshing sophistication to the heavyweight division.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where it's due. Yeah. Yeah? He is that guy.
prominent promoter Eddie Hearn has also joined in the chorus of praise. He describes Usyk as more than just a champion. He's a once-in-a-generation fighter. Hearn, who has worked with many elite boxers, called Usyk one of the most technically gifted athletes the sport has seen in decades. His seamless transition from cruiserweight to heavyweight, all while maintaining speed, timing, and composure, has left the boxing world in awe. Hearn's recognition isn't casual. It's a testament to how Usyk has redefined the standards for modern heavyweights.
Just, you're talking about one of the great generational. I watched the first 2 rounds, and Dubois looked really dangerous. Came out, backed him up, and then Usyk just decided, I can't allow him to back me up, so I'm going to go on the front foot and box aggressive here. And he knocked him spark out. Unbelievable. Just a true generational great.
Following his latest dominant performance, Usyk has now surged into the upper echelon of boxing history. Analysts place him as the 4th greatest fighter of all time, an extraordinary honor for an active boxer. This ranking isn't just about wins. It reflects the caliber of his opponents, the methods of his victories, and his relentless consistency. Usyk has conquered multiple weight classes and defeated elite fighters, often on their home turf. His legacy is not just built on results, but on how he achieves them, with intelligence, precision, and class.
Now what's yours, Jerry? What's yours?
Alexander is the 4th greatest fighter on my personal all-time list.
Wow.
It's number 4. He's only behind Ali.
Oh, on your all-time list?
All time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Only behind Floyd, Ali, and Manny. So, I'm really high on Alexander.
Alexander Usyk is more than a world champion. He's the embodiment of tactical brilliance and technical mastery. His soft-spoken nature outside the ring stands in stark contrast to the laser focus and sharp instincts he unleashes in it. He doesn't fight for attention, avoid the spotlight, or talk for headlines. Instead, he lets his performance narrate the story. In an era driven by ego and spectacle,
The WBO, Frank Warner very close. Joseph Parker is obviously a Queensberry fighter. So, there could be potential that they do what they did with this fight, what they did with the Dubois fight. It also means as well that, and maybe this is why, potentially it's because Riyadh season shows from November onwards, and I doubt we'll see Alexander Usyk in the ring this year, because it's only July, but he's only fought, and I would imagine Usyk is going to be one of these 6 to 8 month type of guys. That's the way he's been over the last 2 years. So you're looking probably February next year at the earliest when he finally fights again. So for me, it's like, right, well, that will be after the Riyadh and Ring Magazine's pay-per-views end, as in they're not going to be doing pay-per-view anymore. Maybe they look at that fight and think, Usyk Parker, it's a fight that, with the greatest respect, and Alexander Usyk is a very big name, it maybe does need that pay-per-view wall behind it in order to facilitate the purses that they could potentially forking out for it. So maybe that's why Riyadh season won't do it. Now, the Zone obviously have not ruling out pay-per-view, they're still going to do pay-per-views.
Usyk's resume speaks for itself. He has dismantled world champions and rising stars with clinical efficiency. His recent victory over Daniel Dubois, a dangerous and physically imposing heavyweight, only solidified his reputation. Usyk neutralized Dubois with strategic brilliance, never losing composure and never letting arrogance seep in. Even as the boxing world begins to whisper about him being among the greatest ever, Usyk remains humble. He doesn't crown himself, he lets others do that.
It was sort of broken up in different directions. Even I wasn't sure, because although I believe Usyk is the fighter of the generation in this weight class, he's at an age where, overnight you sort of show up and you don't have it anymore. Ali randomly lost to Leon Spinks around this age and whatnot, So you could get where all of a sudden, it's not there on the night. So, and you had
heavyweights takes 1 second, one split second, you're off.
Yeah, exactly. And you also had a very motivated Dubois to add to that second, who's a very powerful puncher and has sort of this bully mentality when he gets you in an uncomfortable position. But Usyk, flawless performance technically. Stepping out to that weak side consistently, mixing up the jabs, making things uncomfortable for Dubois rhythm-wise.
He seemed more aggressive, right? Normally, I think with some of the bigger guys, he slides to the weak side, slides to the weak side. This was different.
I think with Dubois, the psychology is kind of out of the bag in that you got to kind of bully the bully, and Dubois came out trying to bully him a little bit, so he started touching him and hitting him, and he started taking it to him because you start backing him up, you start putting him in a situation where he starts to doubt himself, and Dubois doesn't really come back from that very often. As a matter of fact,
he doesn't bend, he breaks.
In the fight, I thought he's a little bit awkward, Dubois. I don't know, but
he's one of those awkward strong guys.
Yeah,
he's just like super strong, awkward as hell.
He goes down and he takes the full count, and then he just gets up at 10 and walks across the ring right in front of Usyk, who's celebrating middle of the ring, like with his hands up in the air. Just casually walks right by Usyk's celebration as if he didn't just get counted out to 10.
Foreman Ali. Remember, he walks right to his corner.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, you could have got up. You waited to 10, and then
he was a beaten man.
You waited to 10, and then not only you get up, you don't even have the presence of mind to realize, like, I'm walking right into the picture where he's celebrating.
But Paulie, he was a beaten man before the first knockdown.
What makes Usyk truly exceptional is that the admiration he receives isn't confined to his era. Fans, fighters, and analysts alike now speak of him alongside boxing's eternal icons. He's not just the best of his generation. He's being etched into the pages of history as one of the greatest of all time. His accomplishments, becoming undisputed in multiple divisions, defeating champions in their primes, and doing it all with elegance and intelligence, make his legacy undeniable.
He tried to jab, he tried to throw that right hand, and he landed that right hand a couple of times, by the way. He got Alexander Usyk in the corner, and he was trying to work, but ultimately, he's in there with an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Alexander Usyk is just a great in the last 10, 15 years. No. Alexander Usyk is a great since boxing began. Since boxing began, people. Understand what we're watching here. We're not watching a generational great. We're watching an all-time great. That's what Daniel Dubois was in there with. There is a discussion in my brain right now as I'm talking to you about where Alexander Usyk is when it comes to the best heavyweights of all time. Like, in my head right now, I'm thinking, who beats him?